Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're talking all about how to avoid fitness self-sabotage like it's the plague this summer. So in case you're new here, I'm Tracy. I'm 49 years old, and I've also been a certified Pilates instructor and personal trainer for over 25 years. So I totally know how frustrating it can be when you feel like I'm doing these things to myself. I know what I want, but I'm actually not doing the work to get the results that I want. So if you've ever struggled with that, you are in the right place. One of the first mistakes that I see women making when it comes to getting fit is trying to overhaul their entire life, and it just becomes completely overwhelming, and then it's not sustainable, and that is not what I would recommend anyone doing. You know, I think it's a great thing, especially as we get older in our 40s, our 50s, our 60s, our 70s, our 80s, and beyond, to try out new things, you know, to do new sports or activities or fitness classes or new things that you like to do to keep yourself feeling fit and active. But I think if you overhaul your entire life and it just becomes like just too much, that overwhelm is not going to be something that you can sustain in the long haul. So what I think is really one of the best things to set yourself up for fitness success is to really chunk it down and make it something that's sustainable, that's realistic, and that fits into your life and your lifestyle. You know, for instance, I'm a mom, I've got a 4-year-old, I run a business, I don't have a lot of time. So if someone told me, you know, the only way to get fit is to work out for 90 minutes a day, and you have to do, you know, dance cardio and then hang out on your knees for, you know, another 45 minutes doing like lunges and I don't know, crazy things, that would not be for me. But what does work for me is 30 minutes a day. That is bite-sized, that is easy, that is realistic, and that is something that absolutely works for my life and my lifestyle. And this isn't just something that I'm just throwing out there. Research really shows that for women, specifically over 40, that really the sweet spot is what I like to call it for fitness, is being in that 30 to 45 minute range of activity each day. And those first 30 minutes are what really equals your results. So if you're a busy babe and you're listening to this right now, I want to see a big smile on your face because you are correct. Doing less sometimes gives you more and really gives you better results. So smiles all around, and really just start playing with it a little bit. How do I feel and how do I look and what are my results when I start doing shorter workouts with intention, with energy? How does my body respond to that? So do that as an experiment, and I want you to leave me a comment and let me know how it goes for you. And for summertime, that is a great solution because we're all busy. We have so much going on. You know, there's a barbecue, there's a party, there's a pool party, you're on a vacation, you know, just so many fun things, but it still adds a lot more to your calendar. But you deserve 30 minutes. And that's exactly why I created Total Body Transformation. That's my fitness membership and community, because in those 30 minutes, you really can transform your body, and everyone deserves to give themselves just 30 minutes a day, no matter how busy you are. So it is summer, and I hope that you've got some beautiful travel on the books. Maybe you're going to your favorite places, or maybe you're going to visit family or friends, or they're coming to stay with you. All of that, while it's amazing, sometimes it's like, well, I'm on a trip, so I'm just gonna drop everything. Now, I do believe as a trainer, there is a time and a place when you can just say, you know what, I've only got so much time, and today there actually isn't something I can do, but maybe I can take a walk, right? So try to just be active during your vacation. You don't have to, if you don't want to, do an actual proper workout every single day. I don't want you to put that kind of pressure on yourself. I do know that your moods are gonna feel better, your energy is gonna be better, you know, you're gonna keep those results that you want if you do remain active. So maybe it's just taking long walks, or if you like running, going for a run, or you're swimming, or maybe you're going dancing. All of that activity really does add up. But again, inside TBT, that's why all of the workouts are designed to really be done anywhere. I mean, we literally have workouts that we do in bed. I've done workouts for them in hotel rooms so that they could see, look, I'm in a New York City hotel room. There's no space, but there's always something you can do. So if you haven't already checked out TBT, I'll leave the information linked down below in the description box. If you don't know where the description box is, literally underneath my head somewhere where the title is, there'll be the word more. Just click on that and that will open up the description box for you to check it out. One of the top reasons, again, as a veteran trainer of over 25 years, that I see women sabotage themselves when it comes to their fitness goals is they are just straight up bored. If you're doing the same thing day in and day out, I don't care if it's your favorite thing to do, it's gonna get boring. And even worse, your body's not going to be responding to it. Making sure that you are doing a variety of workouts is really key to challenging your body and to really kind of keep it guessing of what's happening next so that you have different variables in your training. That's what's going to create results for you. And that's what we all want, right? So I'm self-proclaimed. I have like fitness ADD is what I like to call it. Like I get bored really, really easily. And that's why in TBT, we've got yoga workouts, Pilates workouts, kickboxing workouts, wall Pilates workouts, dance workouts, toning workouts, workouts with weights, workouts with bands. I mean, you name it, we've got it in there. And I think that that's really, yes, it's for me to be generous to the members of my community, but really it's for me because I get so bored. So there's science behind it, but there's also the selfish reason of I don't like doing the same thing and I want you to feel like you're training with me. But that variety is really key to keeping you interested, to making sure that you're getting results so that you're challenging your body, and most importantly, that you are staying interested and enjoying the process of getting fit. And before we keep going, you know, I have a masterclass that I want to invite you to. It's called Fit and Fabulous Over 40. If you're over 40 years old and you've been struggling with your fitness, I will give you the exact plan and program to help you really reverse your cellular age, which is pretty awesome. So check it out down below in the description box, and we'll leave it linked up here as well. Another way that women do self-sabotage when it comes to getting fit is actually overdoing it, really over-exercising, going, you know, gung-ho, or, you know, like when I lived in New York and I trained a lot of like lawyers and finance people, it was like those weekend warriors. They would do nothing during the week, and then on the weekends, they would do like 3-hour workouts, and they'd come to me in my Pilates studio and be like, I'm injured. Can you help me? I'm like, well, yeah, but we want to make sure that you're strengthening your body and feeling good for the long term. That's really my mission with training people, is that you feel good, you look your best, you have your most energy, you really are showing up as the best version of you. That's the goal here. But if you're overdoing it and over-exercising, you're putting yourself at risk for injuries, and nobody wants that. Like, especially as we get older, it's harder to recover. So it's really, really important that you plan in what I like to call active rest and recovery days in your fitness program. Now, one of my favorite kinds of workouts are HIIT and Tabata workouts. And as a woman over 40, those have been proven to be really beneficial for women. Now, I do know that there is some conflicting voices out there that are like, no, you shouldn't do HIIT or Tabata. You shouldn't do 90-minute HIIT workouts or, you know, 120-minute Tabata workouts. 30 minutes are fantastic. Again, remember, you want to stay in that sweet spot. But if I was doing a HIIT or a Tabata workout every single day, of course I'm going to be like, oh, my knee hurts, my hip hurts, I'm overdoing it. You don't want to be doing the same thing. Remember, I said you want to have variety, but you also want to have in those rest and active recovery days as well. So this is where something like a Pilates workout will come in, or even like light dancing. You know, if you're not like auditioning for, you know, a dance program, you're probably doing like light kind of fun dance, doing Pilates, yoga, stretching, you know, workouts using like the Pilates ring or using bands for resistance. These can actually be more like active rest and recovery days because you're not really like pounding on your joints and you're not like going at an intensity of a 10. You know, every single workout inside of TBT, it's really in that zone 2 cardio. And zone 2 cardio is just a fancy way of saying like you can actually have a conversation while you're doing the workouts. Well, guess who's having the conversation throughout every single workout? Is me, right? Like I talk through every single workout. And 4, we're keeping that chest lifted. 6, that's your height of your kick. Just depends on your flexibility. So do what works for you. And just breathe. Again, we're just releasing into what feels good in our body right now. So check out what you're doing. Okay, again, you're not Rockettes. 7. I feel it. 9 and excellent. You all know, I don't need to tell you how important our balance is, especially as we get older. And the reason why I do that is not because I like to hear myself speak, but actually because as a trainer, I know that for proprioception, which is just a fancy way of kind of understanding what it's supposed to feel like for you, that's what proprioception is. It's like when you're doing an exercise and at first you need the cueing, but then you kind of feel it in your body and you kind of own it. That's like a easy way of explaining proprioception. And I know that for a lot of people, as I've done this for over 25 years, it's hard for people to understand, what is this supposed to feel like? What muscles am I supposed to be working? How am I supposed to be getting the best results out of it? So I always want to make sure that you're working your body intelligently so that you're not doing these like wild, crazy moves that, like, while that might look great on Instagram or on like some video online, it's really important that you're exercising safely in a way that is a manner that you can sustain and that also produces those results that you want. So another way that I see women really sabotage themselves when it comes to getting fit is, and we have to go there, it's your nutrition. You know, unfortunately, so many women have been brainwashed, and I get it. You know, I was a kid in the 80s and the 90s, right? That we're thought like, oh, you know, food is a treat or food is a reward, right? Like, I did good today, so I deserve to eat that food that's gonna actually make me feel like crap later. I totally understand how hard it is to sort of rewire your brain around this, but I want you to just hear me out. So when it comes to calories, in case you didn't know, I am not a calorie counter. I am not a macro tracker. It's just not something I enjoy. And that's because when I was in my teens and 20s, I was a chronic dieter. And when I think about doing that kind of math and looking at my body as like a math equation, it literally gives me the hives. But I do think for some people, you like to have an idea of like, what are we talking about here? So let me just break it down for you. A 30-minute HIIT or Tabata workout is only going to burn about like 350 calories. Of course, that varies. That varies on you and how hard you're working out. There's so many different factors, but give or take 350 to like maybe 400 calories. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's amazing. But really, if you're having a treat or giving yourself a reward for a workout, if that's like a scoop of ice cream, you're just even now, right? And so I want you to just kind of have those numbers in mind when you're thinking about like workouts and giving yourself a treat after. And unfortunately, I see this happen a lot for people. Now, this can happen if you're doing longer workouts, meaning like you're doing long runs or you're doing like 90-minute workouts or really training intensively. Maybe you're training for like a marathon or half marathon or something, right? Your appetite will increase because you are expending more and your body is just trying to keep you safe and trying to keep you alive. It's really primitive, right? So obviously if you're training for a marathon or something, that's very different. But I'm talking about you, the everyday woman that's doing like a 30-minute workout. You don't need to increase the food that you're consuming because you worked out. Does that make sense? So I also just want to give this as an invitation for you. Like, if you tend to think of food as like good or bad, or like you're being good or bad, that is also another way that we can sabotage ourselves because we're adding judgment on something that really has no judgment. It's just food. Pizza isn't good or bad. It's just pizza, right? An apple isn't good or bad. It's just an apple. Yeah, they have different, nutritional information and they're going to help you in different ways. I mean, the pizza might make you feel good in that moment, but maybe might make you feel bloated or gassy. Or maybe not, right? Or the apple actually also could make you feel bloaty or gassy, but there's no judgment. There's no morality around food, right? You're either eating it or you're not. You're making choices. So I just want to also plant that seed for you. If you're the kind of person that thinks like, oh, I'm being good today, oh, I'm being bad today, try to start removing those words from your vocabulary because there is no good or bad. It's about I'm being focused today. I'm really focused on my goals. I'm working towards something right now. I'm really, making my activity level important right now. Or, you know what I mean? It's just kind of that little tweak in the language. It helps you so that you're not putting judgment or morality around your exercise and your fitness. Because when we do that, that's where subconsciously we start sabotaging ourselves. Now, I know that's a lot and it probably is a little bit of a tangent, but I actually go into deeper detail with this inside of my weight loss masterclass. So if weight loss is one of your goals, I'll leave that information linked down below in the description box as well, and also up here so you can check that out next. I want this to be the summer that you really are just full of self-love. This is the summer of self-love. This is the summer of you loving your body. This is the summer of you showing up as your best you. That's what I want for you, and I hope that that's what you want for yourself too. Now, on this channel, you're gonna find tons and tons of resources from workouts to lifestyle tips to, what I eat in a day to things that I don't eat anymore. So definitely dive in, binge watch because I'm your girl, and please get into contact with me. Leave me a comment. One of my favorite things about YouTube is really interacting with you guys, and I just think that we're building such an incredible global community of women that are really focused on showing up as their best self. So if that's you, I would love it if you consider subscribing. If you haven't already, click on that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to keep hanging with me here on YouTube, make sure to check out this video next, and I'll see you there.